This is Robert Sharpe from SolomonFX, and we're discussing the risks involved in trading covered calls. Before you choose to trade any investment or an investment vehicle, it's important that you are thoroughly informed about all the risks associated with trading. We encourage you to read through this entire risk disclosure and be reminded that this is intended as educational material only. All right. This is an actual trade. The stock is not is fictitious, but the pricing reflects an actual trade that our clients took. In May, we bought 100 shares of XYZ stock, paying $17.20, okay, per share. That's the price per share. I have to buy in 100 shares to do the covered call because every option contract reflects 100 shares. So we have to own 100 shares of this. So we have to put out $1,720, okay, in this example. We sell, we are in May at the time, but we sell a June 2012 $18 call. That the strike is $18, gives them the right to buy it from us at $18. For this, we received $2.84 in premium. Now that's per share, so you have to multiply that by 100. So you're going to get $284 per contract per 100 shares back. That's a 16% return in 1 month. That you do the multiplication of that over time, and it really adds up. 16% per month. Typically, the covered calls are going to be somewhere between 10 and 20% each month. Okay, so that's the return. We've talked about that. But what are the risks? Well, there are 3 possible scenarios when it comes to a covered call. First scenario is that the stock itself that we bought at $17.20 goes up and up and up and up, way past the $18 strike that we sold and gave others the right to. And so in that scenario, let's say the stock goes up to $30, okay? That's fine because we own the underlying asset. We actually own the stock. And so what happens to us is we gain the difference between our cost, which was $17.20, and $18, which is the price we were forced to sell it to someone else, because remember, we sold the contract. We received money for that. So we are forced, we're required, we're obligated is the right word, to sell it at $18 regardless of how high it went. That's so we're receiving the difference between the price we bought it and the price we sold it. So we bought it at $17.20. So in this scenario 1, where the price goes up, we receive the difference between $17.20 and $18, which is an additional 80 cents per share on this complete trade. Plus, add that 80 cents times 100 shares, it's $80. Plus, you keep the $2.84 per share, or $284 from the premium. That's yours to keep regardless of which of the 3 scenarios happen. So you keep $284 plus the $80, bringing you up to $364, somewhere around there, which is a gain of around 21%. So if the price goes shooting through the roof and we decide not to roll it over, and that's the idea of rolling a contract is left for another video. But if, in this case scenario, it could get exercised, it could get called away. And, we did great. I mean, we still, in this particular case, made 21%. In other words, you're just going to make more money, not less, okay? So scenario 1, our stock gets called away. Now we no longer have to own the stock, and if we want to do this again on the same stock, we have to go buy the stock again next month. But basically, you did great. In scenario 1, you did fine. Scenario 2 is where the stock stays flat, give or take a few percentage points around our entry, okay? This is actually what you want, because what happens is it provides you the opportunity. You still own the stock. The contract that you sold, the $18 call, expired worthless because of, it's not going to get exercised if the stock is still worth roughly around $17.20. No one's going to buy it from you at 18. So what we do is we just go ahead and the following Monday after the expiration Friday, following Monday, we sell another contract. This time it would be for July, for another roughly $2 and whatever and change. on the same stock. And so we just go ahead and make more money. And that's really the goal. Our hope is that it stays in scenario number 2 because it allows us to bring our dollar cost average lower, lower, and lower. Of course, once the June contract that we sold here, the original contract that we sold expired, assuming that the stock stayed flat as in this scenario, I have the freedom to just go ahead and dump the stock or wait till it goes. I can do whatever I want. I'm free. I just own the stock, and so I can either sell another option or I can get out of a position if I wanted to because I felt maybe some of the reasons I bought it changed or something like that. But no matter what happens, I get to keep the premium for a total gain of, well, in this case would be 16%, the original 16% that I gained. All right, the third scenario is the one that you're probably interested in, is how can I lose? And if you lose if the stock itself goes down. Now, you don't lose the premium. You keep the premium no matter which of these 3 scenarios happen. That premium is rent money, it's yours. But the stock that you bought at 17.20 could go down. It could go down to 16.20, 15.20, 14.20, 13.20, right? So the actual cost of my stock could go down. Now, what makes, which is possible. That's why picking the right stock is so important, But one of the things that really helps is that the actual cost of my stock is lower. Remember the whole concept of dollar cost averaging. So even though I bought it at 17.20, my cost is down now, in the 14s or 13s, So, and then if I was able to do this 2 or 3 months, my dollar cost average gets to be so low typically that I really get out of the danger of that ever happening to me because my dollar cost average is lower. And as I sell another covered call and another, I continue to bring my dollar cost average lower. Okay, now it may drop significantly, some kind of huge scandal or something like that could happen in any company, any investment, right? Um, so I could always close the position and get back into the market, transfer the money into another stock that's more solid, and so on. There are also techniques that we teach about purchasing a put option with some of the premium money that you earned as kind of insurance should the stock goes down. And we're going to leave that for another video. But those are basically the 3 scenarios. Scenario 1, the stock goes up and you make more money. Scenario number 2, the stock stays flat, which is what we prefer because this gives us the opportunity just to simply continue selling additional covered calls. And scenario number 3 is that the stock goes down, but that is not as bad as it seems because our dollar cost averaging continues to get lower, lower, and lower. This is Robert Sharpe for SolomonFX discussing the risk in covered calls. Have a great day.